Is it just a?
All right, don't get too close then, because I did.
When we first introduced it.
It's not for me again. Yes.
Meeting virtual Borough Council, Chief President, please pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Meeting being held in compliance with New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, and advertising in retrospect, multiple downstairs of all official borough social media channels. As for those of you who are here with us in person, please put your cell phones on silent. If you need to speak with somebody while we're conducting council business, please do so outside of council chambers. Roll call, please.
Mr. Benjamin.
Here.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Present.
Mr. McAloon.
Here.
Mr. Perno.
Present.
Mr. Sbraza.
Here.
Mr. Woods.
Here.
No quorum.
Thank you very much. The first item on the agenda this evening is the public portion of the meeting. Anyone from the public who wishes to come forward and speak on any topic, please come forward. State your name and address for the record.
Carrie Menser, 201 St. James Avenue. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you all for sharing why you're for or against the consumption lounge. I particularly want to thank Mr. Perno and Mr. McClune for highlighting that it is a public safety issue and that they don't want to be guinea pigs. I am, however, concerned that one of the primary negative arguments for the consumption lounge is that you can retract the approval. I think retraction approval is impractical because once Ginseng invests thousands of dollars in their ventilation system and their licensing, it's very unlikely that's going to happen. The other thing is, to me, your argument, and I think it is a primary argument for at least three of you, that you can retract it is kind of weak, and for me, it implies that you don't fully believe it's a good idea either. I think it's important that you as elected officials put public safety before profits. As much as I know we want them to succeed, I think we need to be well enough alone. Thank you for your time again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
Name and address for the record.
Barbara Cox, 124 St. James Avenue, Merchantville. I'd just like to thank Carrie for her statement, and I support her in what she said. I too am very concerned about public safety for especially the children in our neighborhood, and just the normalizing of something that is recently legal. Much as I want businesses to succeed in this town, I also feel strongly that it is indeed a public safety concern, again, especially for our youth and the example that we need to set for them. And I support not having a consumption lounge at this time until a much further study could be warranted and examples looked at perhaps from across the state or in other parts of the country. I know that you've done your homework, and I was here for a presentation a couple of months ago. I was unable to make the last council meeting. But I do feel very concerned for our community, and I think the topic deserves further consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, seeing no additional public, we'll close the public portion of the meeting. We'll move to the approval of minutes. We have the council meeting from the 13th of January. Present at that meeting is, let's see, Mr. Benjamin, Mr. Pruitt, Mr. Perno, and Mr. Fitzgerald. We can vote on that. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Fitzgerald the first, Mr. Perno the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions. And then the meeting for the 27th, where all members of the council are present. Do I have a motion? So second. Mr. Perno the first, Mr. Woods the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions. Thank you very much, council. Engineers report, Mr. Lees, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. So we submitted all the supporting documents to work for the fiscal year 2023 Woodlawn Municipal Aid. It appears to be making its way through the chain for PMRI, so I anticipate getting our final approvals forthcoming so we can get our the final payment voucher and get that project closed out. Somerset contractors out addressing punch list items. As of last week, they replaced a couple of the concrete panels in the driveway aprons at the community center. And I put a recommendation of the partial payment below the original contract amount to allow them to get reimbursed for some of the work that's been done. We also have we've started assembling the THUD documents for being able to move that project forward. And I will be providing proposals for that. And for the next phase of this Somerset Phase 2, as well as looking to upgrade the priority list for our streets in town.
On the T-Head project, I know that there was recently a lot in the news about the freezing of federal spending of certain programs that were reviewed by the administration. Do you have any insight publicly that you can share about whether or not this falls under that? Whether there's an expectation this will be in some way cut in a, I don't know, what do you hear?
I think I'm hearing the same thing as you are, that this was just a temporary hold, that the money will be released, because it's already been appropriated
Through all.
through law. So
That's the.
I don't think I think I know as much as you do, but we just take it moving forward. We haven't put a whole lot of effort on elements and the documents we already have, but we should start doing that.
Reimbursement of many now, right? So we would have
Yes.
reimbursement, but we'd have to incur costs, so. Okay, we won't get too far out of our skis, but I think that, this will resolve itself in short order.
I believe so.
Okay, any other questions from Mr. Reese?
As far as punch list building on Somerset, are we close to being completed? What's left? on that?
Yeah, so the biggest one was the couple cracks in the driveway aprons, couple cleanup, there's a rail to some of the fence that's on that corner property, so yes, we're close, and the contractors are working on addressing.
Thank you.
Anything else? Thank you very much, Mr. Reese. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Have a good one.
Next on the agenda is correspondence. So, just the only item of correspondence that we have is from Camden County, congratulating Merchantville among a number of other communities for our sustainability Jersey certifications. And there will be a virtual webinar available Tuesday, 2/18 at 10 a.m. Advising other municipalities in our area about how they may be able to earn points towards their sustainability jersey. So congratulations to Merchantville and all those involved in making that happen. Thank you very much. Okay, that's it for correspondence. Council reports, Mr. Woods.
Thank you, Your Honor. From the Shade Tree, they will be meeting this Thursday at 7 p.m. in Borough Hall. From the Green Team, our maple tapping project is underway. My understanding, last report I saw was they've boiled over 40 gallons of sap so far, and they had another over 30 gallons remaining. So that is in process, and hopefully we'll get some maple syrup out of this thing. And that's all I have to report. I'm happy to answer your questions.
Any questions? Thank you very much, Mr. Woods. Mr. Benjamin.
All right, I'll start with the report. January, we had 2 virtual sessions, 1 in person. The report session last week, the illness to the court administrator. $4,644.09 turned over, and we had 192 cases added, 256 disposed. Diversity committee was, they had a reorganization meeting last month that did not go through. They were supposed to meet again tonight to reorganize, and I got postponed to next Monday. They are working on a new mission statement. That's one of the things that they're looking to put out there this year. Big thing that I've come across with them is that they are in need of membership, bringing out again 3 members. There are no formal bylaws in place. Recommendation I made that they look into come up with a structure for officers, meetings, and things of that nature. As far as upcoming events from the diversity committee, the MLK Day of Service last month was postponed due to the weather, and they're going to try and have that coincide with Juneteenth. They were supposed to do a flag raising this past Saturday. I'm not sure if that happened. again, with the meeting being postponed this month, I'm not sure how far the thing we got with that. But I'll find out about that. There are plans for Women's History Month next month. The Pride event in June doesn't look like it's gonna happen as of right now. It looks like that was coordinated by the proprietor of the clothing store that left town. So they don't have the resources to put that together again this year. They do want to do a flag raising, first week of June, first Saturday in June. And Memorial Day, they want to work with the Legion Scouts with the Reef Lane in Borough Park. They have some future goals that they're working out, but again, until they have a meeting, they're right on the same page. Let's circle back to that. And that's all I got.
Questions? Thank you very much. We'll make sure we put something out on membership. Mr. Fitzgerald?
Thank you, Your Honor. Start with the Board of Ed. The Board of Ed did hold an emergency meeting on Friday, January 31st. The reason for the meeting was the contract renewal for the CSA, Mr. Scott Strong. The board, after quite a long meeting, opted to not renew Mr. Strong's contract, so that will be ending in June. They are currently planning on looking for a new CSA. They held their regular meeting Monday the 3rd, in which they interviewed candidates for the open position, and they voted on settled on their new member, Mr. Mitchell Larson. So congrats there. Department of Health will be meeting Thursday the 13th. DPW, still getting by. We're still dealing with some vehicle maintenance issues, but at the moment we have all the vehicles necessary to continue with snow removal, salting, trash pickup, but they continue to be, a struggle. We're doing our best to keep what we have going for as long as we possibly can. With the OEM, I sent out an email to Detective Calloway about setting up meetings, and now there's the mayor kind of alluded to federal funding issues with FEMA looking to be in the crosshairs. I know that's something we're gonna have to discuss to see if anything that we rely on, what we might have to start bringing in-house or focusing on to make up for any types of shortfalls there. From the website, I stopped in to see Rebecca today. Unfortunately, she's under the weather, so I'm hoping to meet up with her later this week when she's back in to see what's left to be done for the website and what we can do to speed up getting it back up online again. The Mercheville Business and Professional Association will be meeting on the 12th this week. Mayor Bryan is set to attend that meeting as well. They have not put out an agenda for it yet. Public events, the S'more to Love event took place last week. It sounds like it was well attended. I had a bunch of sick children, so I wasn't able to attend, unfortunately, but from those I've spoken to, everyone seemed to enjoy it again this year. The next public event we have up is set for March 20th. It's the Community Night Out. And that is all I have for this evening.
Thank you very much. Anything from Mr. Fitzgerald? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sprouse.
No report this evening, Your Honor.
Birchville Police for the month of January. We're involved in 1,243 incidents. 91 of those would be the positive engagement with members of the community. 82 incidents that involved parking enforcement. There were 9 arrests in January and 1 DWI arrest. The officers were ordered to continue the mandatory traffic enforcement in the area of Chestnut Ave and Center Street, despite some of the findings I shared in last month's report. And then on the personnel front, January 30th was Officer Matt Higgins' last day. He resigned and pursued an opportunity over in Belmar. We had basically 1 applicant for that, but it was a good, solid applicant. The gentleman's name is Bradley Moore, who I believe is now started with the department at this point. Will be training under the tutelage of Lieutenant Calloway. In addition, do regret to inform we are also received the resignation of Detective Borough. Okay, so I believe his last day is some point near the end of February. And again, it's a very tough, challenging market out there. right now for officers. Lieutenant Callaway and Chief Gracia will be doing some ad hoc duty, a little concern on the detective work that's required as well too. So again, the postings have been approved, and knowing one in the line of work, please let Chief Gracia know. That is all I have for this evening, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Questions from Mr. Cooper?
Do we lose the detective to another department or?
Detective Borough, Crusader County, I was just
Was he DCJ, Division of Criminal Justice? Did you send him to them for detectives?
I don't know.
Just holding one.
Different.
All right. Mr. Furman?
Couple little things, vacant and properties, notice went out. So, we now handling that in-house. There are several items on the agenda tonight, the ordinances that we're going to move forward, just so everyone's aware. 25 are fees, we're addressing the fees, this is for houses that, go through reinspection. If they don't do reinspection at the time of closing for a transfer of a house, we're setting a fine of between $500 and $3,000 for that. We've had a number of properties that we're going through, not doing the resale inspections and just kind of like, we don't need to do that. And there's definitely something I'd like to actually consider at some point for discussion with council, whether or not we have the ability to require registration of real estate agents in order to do business in the town. Because, and again, I'm just throwing this out there. They would know, and they should know what the rules are in going through the process, and so whether or not that might be waived, to kind of make sure that our rules are being followed. I don't know, let's throw it out there.
Did we get a report, doesn't the clerk get a report of all home sales?
After it happens.
Did we do something, we can go after them and violate it, and Kevin and I had that.
We can, yeah, no, we can go after them, after the violation, and now you're going after a new homeowner.
Well, you go after the previous, the sale, because I think
The fine would have to be against the current homeowner.
So it's on the property.
It's always on the property owner to take the paperwork. Not the previous property owner.
I thought the requirement was yours for looking at this for the previous, the current seller.
Not, no.
I couldn't go up to the seller because it's part of closing.
It's supposed to be part of it.
Yeah, they
It's
can
already
use that,
closed.
how's that,
But it's already closed, it's already,
I know, but you can still bring them to this court.
the way the fine's written, it's against the current.
We don't have something written right now. Exactly, I know he's looking at it, I'm just more for discussion, because, for introductory.
Yeah. Sorry, and then, the other one that I was kind of highlighting was that the streets and sidewalks, that there's going to be something on identifying, factors, when and how, sidewalks should be placed. Those are two words that kind of impacted where I was at. And then the last thing is the payment of bills for this month is, 1 million towards $10,000. And that's it. These are important.
Questions, Mr. Furman? And you are working on scheduling budget meetings.
Oh, yes.
Some back and forth on that.
Yeah. So, I saw the schedule that Denise put out, and I meant to email her back, or the email her back, so it's email her back now. But what I was looking for was actually to do budget hearings the week of the 10th of March, if we could do that. So, if you guys can let me know what your schedules are on the week of the 10th, this way it gives us a month's notice, so you guys can kind of schedule to get off, or whatever you guys kind of need to do, but I'd like to kind of, push it to that week. So, this way it'll give us more time and not scrambling. So you get the sense it's gonna be.
All right, thank you very much, everyone. Your calendars, please get back to the calendar. Okay, clerk's report.
The only thing that I have, Your Honor, is that February 24th, just to remind you, we're going to do photo before council at 6:30. I'll send an email out, and I have everybody's time frame if they were going to get a single photo. So I'll send that out to remind you, but just letting you know that that's when we should be. Other than that.
Thank you. Community development report, Rebecca, it's under the weather. CFO report, we don't have anything. moving to new business. We have two items on new business, approved use of facilities for the tennis program at the community center, and approving the banner application for Merchant School.
Yeah, so we have two repeat customers here that we've done in previous years. First is from Virtual School. It's the banner that they hang up at Chestnut Center, reminding all of those parents with pre-K and kindergarten kids that it's now time to register and join the wonderful world of school. The other one is from Danette Schrader, excuse me, and this is her tennis program. It is basically the same schedule, same facility, the community center tennis court for both camp lessons and perhaps 2 tournaments during the year. So very similar. You know, we had a pretty lengthy discussion about it last year. Any questions? Can we vote at the same time?
Everyone all right with that collectively? No. Okay, one at a time. First is
First
the
one,
banner.
Virtual School banner.
On the motion, Mr. Blue, motion, and second.
Second.
Mr. Fitzgerald, second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Benjamin.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Mr. McLean.
Yes.
Mr. Curnow.
Yes.
Mr. Straza.
Yes.
Mr. Woods.
Yes.
And then the tennis, the motion is, Mr. Cohen, do I have a second? Second. Mr. Turner with the second, roll call, please.
Mr. Benjamin.
Abstain.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Mr. McLean.
Yes.
Mr. Curnow.
Yes.
Mr. Straza.
Just before, I just wanted to make a comment. I'm fine with her having access. I think, and we've got a number of emails even before recently about the extreme extent to which tennis courts are occupied, almost half of some weekends. So I just can't vote. I think it's unfair for other residents that, not have access. So I'm fine.
Mr. Woods.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we have the resolutions, read by consent agenda, 2434 was accidentally placed in the consent agenda. I understand that, considered separately. Are there any other resolutions that members of council would like to be removed, considered separately? Hearing none, I'll read the resolutions. Consent agenda, resolution 2524, authorizing shared service agreement with Camden County for recycling and bonding. Resolution 2528, authorized shared service agreement with Camden County for crosswalk signs, installation and maintenance. Resolution 2529, establish payment claims, claimant signature of the payment. Resolution 2530, authorization to apply for grant to DCA for recreation improvement. Resolution 2531, approve raffle license.
Say that for.
This is old. Strike resolution 2530, line to describe that, it is actually covers council and substance use disorder drug alliance. Resolution 2531, approve raffle license from Virtual Women's Club. Resolution 2532, approve 50/50 license from Virtual Women's Club. Resolution 2533, approve payment number 1 for NJDOT 2024 Somerset Avenue reconstruction. This is what Mr. Lees discussed earlier.
Second.
Mr. Turner with the first, Mr. Fitzgerald with the second, roll call please.
Mr. Benjamin.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Mr. McLean.
Yes.
Mr. Curnow.
Yes.
Mr. Straza.
Yes.
Mr. Woods.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Next resolution 2534, authorizing letter of support for county slash Ginsburg LLC. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Fitzgerald with the first, Mr. Straza with the second discussion.
Can we put hours restrictions on this letter of authorization? Is that separate? There's nothing there speaking, but the last meeting talked about putting some guardrails, especially around the school hours.
So I did reach out to Ginseng, actually, there was a couple of things that kind of lent themselves to difficulty of that. One of which, the primary one is, if we set that schedule, it conflicts with the fact that there are days where school is not in session. Summertime, school is obviously not in session. So are we hindering their ability to operate that business during those periods when there's not that period of time when it's operating? If we limit the window, we're asking them then to bring in workers during a set period of time tell them they have to stop. We now have a situation where we're asking them to tell people to leave the premises and then come back again? Are we asking them to,
Center's not, it's not.
well,
Worst
we're going
thing, worst thing
to,
you can do is have operating hours of a lounge and then shut down before school so people are out and about. Again, we care about the safety thing, okay? I think we should restrict it or something, this is just a letter.
and the only
We
reason.
get a letter from them saying, hey, you're not, we're gonna do it an hour during after school. When you're in the summer, earlier, go ahead.
The other reason why I wasn't exactly pressed for that either is, again, we brought this up a bunch of times, right next door, there's public drinking right on the front porch of another building. So if we're concerned about the safety of people, we're not,
concerned about that too.
we're not, if we're concerned about that, are we going to tell the Blue Monkey they're no longer allowed to operate during those hours? And they're not allowed to have people drinking in public? We're also gonna tell that to Cook's Brewery, which also allows people to drink in public during those exact same hours. We're telling them that they're not allowed to have somebody in a building under watch that they can't consume. It's, again, it's,
Power of the state.
I understand that, but
We're libertarian, we'll do whatever, go ahead.
Andrew, they're operating under the laws of the Cannabis Regulatory Commission in the state of New Jersey, which is one of the most
But
regulated
in a
industries.
pilot
I'm
trial,
just libertarian argument falls pretty flat.
we'll just.
It falls pretty flat.
Whatever.
It's
You
not.
get my point, there's progressive.
My 2 cents is that, and I don't think we accomplish a whole lot by restricting the hours. I mean, the children are more likely to be near the facility after school hours than they are during school hours.
There are tons of kids walking down that street from 3 to 4.
But I think what Mr. was saying, and that was discussion too, there's children that are being let out, sports activities afterwards, past those hours. My daughter played field hockey well past 4 o'clock. And again, if we're looking for that, then it would be the exact flip of that. We would want them to be operating while all the kids are in school, not when they're out. So that's, again, and I don't see what it's accomplishing.
My very concern was that we held this off because it wasn't publicly advertised. The agenda that we posted does not have this listed as discussion item for tonight.
What's that have to do with anything? We talked about it now for 5 straight council meetings, Anthony. I mean,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm
That's
just saying that the public just wasn't made aware that we were discussing it tonight.
Yeah, that's
It's on the agenda.
Public here that came and testified, no one knows on the agenda today.
People who have been thoroughly focused in on it, but that wasn't the general public. And I just feel as if it looks like we're trying to be duplicative and hiding something. Moving forward, so I thought we would, that was at this moment, otherwise, I'm good.
There's a motion in the second. I don't know if the individual that has the motion on the table is interested in a friendly amendment to considering anything you brought up. Doesn't sound like it. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Mr. Benjamin,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Mr. McLean,
No.
Mr. Cornell,
No,
Mr. Sparaza,
Yes.
Mr. Woods.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, council, we have 4 ordinances set for introduction this evening. And that as a consent, Tim, is council okay with me doing this as a consent, those 4 ordinances?
yes.
Hearing no objection, I'll read them into the record. Ordinance 2502, amending chapter 525 fees, ordinance 2503, amending chapter 62 property maintenance, ordinance 2504, amending chapter 29 fire prevention, and ordinance 2505, amend chapter 73 streets and sidewalks. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Mr. Perno the first, Mr. Sprazza the second. These ordinances will be considered for adoption, public hearing to be held on March 10th. Roll call, please.
Mr. Benjamin,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Mr. McLean,
Yes.
Mr. Cornell,
Yes.
Mr. Sparaza,
Yes.
Mr. Woods.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Financial reports?
Motion approved, resolution 2535, $1,046,500.32.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Perno, second, Mr. Fitzgerald, any discussion? Hearing none, roll call
Mr.
please.
Benjamin.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Mr. McGlynn.
Yes.
Mr. Colonel.
Yes.
Mr. Sparazza.
Yes.
Mr. Wood.
Yes. Thank you very much. Announcements. Pictures, next one. Go Birds. Nothing for private session, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. Get it, Mr. Cronin gets a second, all in favor? Opposed, abstentions. Terminated one.
And I was up early this morning. And I was,
Sorry, I got you the wrong person. I don't mean to. I was like, oh.
yeah, I didn't schedule it.
Just if you